When people talk about NetSuite, what are they talking about? Let's answer that question into this conversation. So I want to talk to you about NetSuite from an accounting perspective, but I want to really tell you that when we speak about NetSuite, we're speaking about Oracle because the software is actually developed by Oracle. And here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So NetSuite is not really a standalone accounting software tool. It is actually an ERP, enterprise resource planning software that has a constellation of applications such as payroll, human resources, client relationship management, and e-commerce. And Oracle, actually, NetSuite operates on a SaaS model, so software as a service model, making it a great option if you want the flexibility to scale your business without the headaches of new infrastructure and personnel. And you can use NetSuite in terms of the list of modules that it has. You can use it as long as you want, and you can actually customize things based on your business needs. So this is really cool. And I want to quickly talk to you about the pros and cons of this tool. What are the pros of NetSuite? You have a versatile tool, you have customizable features, and you have an easy integration with other tools. What about the cons? Before I speak about the cons, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have this quick convo with you about NetSuite, especially from an accounting perspective. So I want to talk to you now about the cons. So there is no free trial, and NetSuite can be a little overwhelming when it comes to the learning curve at the beginning, at least. I mean, this is kind of similar to what you have with other ERPs out there in the market. I mean, you got to get used to it, and there is a learning curve that you have to really integrate into the training process for you and your team if you have a team. And one thing we also need to understand here is that with NetSuite, you need to schedule a consultation for pricing. So there is no pricing available on the website. And I mean, again, this is nothing that's new to NetSuite or Oracle. It's just customary in this industry that a lot of providers, they want you to contact sales so they can customize the price for you. Now, price customization here means it's not cheap. Let me just say right off the bat, it's not cheap. Let me give you more details. So when you think about NetSuite, I've already established that it is an ERP that has modules around accounting, human resources, CRM, and e-commerce, right? So NetSuite's core ERP platform includes accounting, inventory management, order management, and tax management. So those are quintessential financial modules, right? However, there is no shortage of modules you can choose from when it comes to if you want to completely customize your experience. The question is, do you want to customize your experience? Are you currently in a situation where your business needs to have a large constellation of modules? Do you want to add maybe order management to your accounting module? Do you want to add maybe supply chain management to your accounting modules? So those are questions you need to really answer. Now, the cool thing is when you have an ERP such as NetSuite, you are able to add and remove, for that matter, modules as you see fit. And so when we talk about modules, we're speaking about payroll, HR, performance management. For example, you have demand planning, manufacturing, fixed asset management, and contract renewals. And speaking of customization, NetSuite's Suite Cloud customization features let you tailor the platform to meet your business needs and preferences with ease. You can create your own user interfaces, create and share branded documents, integrate with outside applications, and more. So speaking from a branding perspective, NetSuite is really cool. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a granular NetSuite review, so you have a clear idea about the pros and cons, the pricing, the features, and whatnot. So one thing we love about NetSuite also is that it has robust reporting capabilities. So thanks to its built-in reporting tools, you are able to pull reports on just about anything you would like. Okay, there are also role-based dashboard that can help your employees and management team make smart, data-driven decisions. What I'm trying to say is that your dashboard is not the same thing as it will not be the same dashboard that your employees are seeing, because you probably have more needs from a decision-making perspective. So NetSuite will really help you do that. So if you subscribe to NetSuite, you will pay an annual license fee, which allows your business to use the core platform, choose the number of users, and add on modules as you see fit. As your business grows, you can add more users and modules to meet your new needs. In addition to the annual license fee, NetSuite will charge you a one-time implementation fee to get your software up and running. So the company actually doesn't disclose its pricing upfront and ask you to schedule a consultation to get a quote for your unique business. So what is the value added here? What kind of value does NetSuite add to your specific business? The thing is that everything revolves around the modules that you see in NetSuite. And the cool thing is, as I think I've said to you before, the NetSuite offers a list of modules whose depth and breadth is really, really interesting, really, really fantastic. So you are able to have, so NetSuite modules are optional features you can add on to your NetSuite ERM to meet the specific needs of your business. So when we talk about NetSuite accounting, this is kind of cool, but you can say, you know what, I want to have inventory management, for example, or I want to have, let's say, supply chain management, or I want to have order management, or I want to have something else. Okay, so you may choose new modules and enjoy new functionality as your business grows. NetSuite modules fit into this category. So finance, operations, customers, and additional capabilities. And the thing is that everybody start thinking, well, I know you're probably thinking, ERP, this is kind of expensive, blah, 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 blah. Now, our ERP for small businesses? Yes, definitely. While business management only increases in complexity as a company grows, many smaller businesses still find ERP software to be essential this year. Even local mom and pop businesses still juggle a variety of business elements such as accounting, inventory management, payroll, and sales. Of any type of business, small ones likely have the least bandwidth to devote to analyzing and optimizing these various elements, making them a great candidate for an ERP system such as NetSuite. And if you are trying to really see whether or not NetSuite is the right one for you, we have actually compared and contrasted a lot of those tools on this show. But you really want to pay attention. You want to pay attention to three things. Number one, what is your goal? Number two, what are the let's say the modules you will be interested in? And number three, what is your budget? Okay, your goals, the modules you need, and your budget. So if you are in retail, your goals will be different from someone who is an e-commerce business, and your resources also will actually play an important role in the type of modules you can get. So whether you go with NetSuite or you go with a rival, you need to have those three elements really down packed before you can actually make the right decision. I want to talk to you about pricing here. So as I think I've said before, that you need to contact sales to have a better idea of the pricing, because NetSuite wants to make sure they analyze your needs, they analyze your operational capabilities, they analyze your operational demand before actually quoting you something customized. Now, when we talk about customization like this, it's not going to be cheap. I just want to say it right off the bat. It's not going to be cheap, but it's not a killer. It's not like the price is not a deal breaker, because you have to think about the value that NetSuite is adding to your business, right? So what is the value added here because a lot of small business owners just want to focus on the pricing. Yeah, I understand you have a business to run. That's true. But you got to think about the value added. So when you think about the value added, then you have to think in terms of ROI, return on investment. Am I better off? So when we think about NetSuite, everything starts with a suite. So you have a suite of modules. Okay, you have a suite of, let's say, of applications. In NetSuite vernacular, the suites are known as a NetSuite Starter, Limited Edition, NetSuite Mid-Market Edition, and NetSuite Enterprise Edition. So NetSuite Starter Limited Edition, NetSuite Mid-Market Edition, and NetSuite Enterprise Edition. So you have this trifecta. Each NetSuite edition is based on the number of named user licenses and of the total number of employees within your organization. And each of the NetSuite edition is identical in terms of the underlying role and the underlying code base and deployment model. So therefore, as your company grows and scales, you simply adjust your NetSuite subscription size to meet your needs, and the transition is seamless. With NetSuite, you never have to worry about a system migration once you have outgrown your current edition. You just simply adjust your subscription to the proper edition, and that's it. Okay, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about NetSuite, an accounting perspective, but also from an ERP perspective, if you will. So the thing is, when we talk about NetSuite, you have the three elements. So you have to pay per user. Okay, so when it comes to licensing the end users of the software, ERP software vendors offer either a concurrent licensing model or a named user model. So NetSuite takes a named user approach when it comes to licensing the end users of the application. So a user license is required for roles such as controller, sales manager, director of operations, customer service representative. You get the idea. So essentially, anyone transacting in the system on a routine basis will want a full user license. Therefore, if you require a complete accounting of all system changes and transactions by user, you want to have a dedicated NetSuite license per user instead of sharing user licenses among groups of people. So this is kind of important. This is the idea. Okay, so but the thing is that you have a lot of modules. You have financial management modules. You have inventory and manufacturing management modules. You have NetSuite service resource planning modules, human capital management modules, e-commerce and retail management modules. So you do have a long list of modules. I want to talk to you a little bit about the extras. So when you think about NetSuite, obviously I have established the fact that you are able to manage your small business, mid-sized business, or a large business based on the number of users and the scalability that you want to attach to your NetSuite account, right? Now, there are other benefits. NetSuite also offers Suite apps, which are apps developed by third parties and supported by NetSuite tools. So Suite apps are designed to meet business or industry specific needs, and these apps fall into a number of categories such as food and beverage, nonprofit, restaurants and hospitality, warehouse management, banking and accounting. So this is kind of cool. Let me give you an example. Quick example. So if you are a company that wants to keep careful track of your finances while also managing an order fulfillment center, you can utilize NetSuite's supply chain management software to communicate directly with suppliers. You can use the app to track inventory records, run financial reports, and log production data all in one place. I mean, think about it, all in one place. So we're speaking about like centrality here, centralization of the tools and objectives and goals here. Okay, this is really good. So keeping multiple types of software under one umbrella can be a huge boon to users, as the platforms typically talk to one another much more fluidly than when using third-party applications. So this is kind of cool. Okay, and one thing I also need to say here is that if you were to go with the Suite apps, make sure that the Suite apps that you actually decide to add to your NetSuite ERP are really the ones that you need, because they can be costly if you are like because some of them, they tell you, hey, listen, it's free the first month or whatever, but after the first month you have to start paying. But if you don't control the pricing aspect of things, you could end up paying a lot more than you had anticipated. Okay, so those are really an important. Those are things that you need to pay attention to. And when it comes to customer support, NetSuite requires you to choose from one of three packages: basic, premium, and advanced. And the basic plan offers toll-free help for major issues 24/7. It also includes online support via Suite Answers, which is the company's knowledge center, and access to a community support group. Now, if you go with premium, then you have a lot more support. And for advanced, you're like 24/7. You have like a dedicated account manager. So let's talk about the rivals here. So the thing is, when we talk about NetSuite, obviously they're not the only player in the industry. You have ERPs, so that's one category, but you also have, let's say, standalone traditional accounting software tools. So I want to quickly compare and contrast NetSuite to FreshBooks and QuickBooks. So when we think about NetSuite in terms of customizable features, really excellent. For FreshBooks, average to good. For QuickBooks, excellent also. In terms of free trial, there's no free trial with the NetSuite. You have to pay for it right off the bat. And FreshBooks, you have 30 days. For QuickBooks, you have 30 days also. In terms of customer support with the NetSuite, I just spoke to you about that. Based on the plan that you have, you can have phone support, online case submission, and a knowledge base. And for FreshBooks, you have a phone and email support, live chat, knowledge base, and help center. For QuickBooks, you have the whole 9 yards. You have live chat, videos, tutorials, phone and email support. So since there are many software options out there and comparing them can be overwhelming, we actually decided to do the heavy lifting for you to actually look at those two. Okay. And we just want to say that while both NetSuite and QuickBooks offer no shortage of customization features, FreshBooks doesn't have as many. So if you're thinking about a tool that will allow you to do a customization, you don't want to go with FreshBooks. And where NetSuite lags behind, however, is its lack of free trial and live chat support. Okay, if you like to try before you buy and receive instant answers to your most pressing questions and concerns, you should definitely consider these drawbacks before you make your decision. The bottom line here is that with NetSuite, you have to understand if you go with NetSuite, you are actually integrating a whole ecosystem, and that ecosystem has a lot of pluses, but also a few minuses, and you have to be really comfortable with those minuses, especially in times of operational crisis. Let's say your business needs fast answers. Your business needs to scale real quick. It has a need, and you need to contact somebody in customer service. But the NetSuite is not there for you. So if you can actually keep your expectations low during those times of operational crisis, then hey, listen, you are good to go. You will love Netflix, and you will love NetSuite anyway. Okay. So what is the verdict here? Let's quickly talk about that. So is NetSuite right for you or your business? Obviously, you probably have heard that I alluded to the fact that NetSuite is an ERP, and by definition, an ERP is a little more expensive, but also more, I would say, more customizable than other software tools out there, especially from an accounting perspective. And so NetSuite is really worth considering if you are a medium or large business looking for a one-stop scalable solution with impressive customization capabilities. You can also use it if you're a small business that's growing fast. Okay, if you're a small business, you are an LLC, you are an S corporation, a C corporation, small business right now, or a startup for that matter, and you are growing real fast, you might want to consider NetSuite. And if you know you will need a CRM and other business tools for functions such as accounting, HR, and payroll, it may be a solid investment. But if you just need you want a simple no frills accounting option, then you want to probably look elsewhere, because it will be too expensive for you, and it will be expensive but also not really value added. Okay, so it's important to understand that when we talk about ERP, I just want to close on this. When we talk about ERP is an integrated software platforms for companies that they want to centralize their operations. And you can use an ERP to manage your resources, and you don't have to be a large enterprise. You don't have to be a large company to use an ERP. A lot of folks believe mistakenly that you need to be large. You need to be a large business to use an enterprise resource planning software tool. No, if you're listening to me right now, you are a startup, you are a small business, it doesn't really matter. You are a mid-sized business. You will also love the capabilities, the enhanced modules, the diversity of task optimization plans that an ERP introduces to your business. It's just a matter of it all boils down to the let's say your growth needs, your growth goals, for example, but also your resources. I mean, because you can be a small business, but also but have the budget of a mid-sized business. It depends on the kind of financiers you have, the kind of equity you have in the business. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just quickly giving you a NetSuite review. So I gave you the overview, the details, the value added, the pricing, the extras, the rivals, and the verdict. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.